First, download the live installation image from the official Arch Linux website, archlinux.org. Choose and download the mirror source corresponding to your country. After downloading, verify the SHA-256 checksum. Use the SHA-256 command on Linux systems, or the certutl command on Windows systems, to verify. Next, use a disk imaging tool like Rufus to create an Arch Linux live bootable disk. In the BIOS or UEFI settings, set the boot priority to start from the bootable disk, USB, or CD-ROM. Insert the bootable disk and boot into the Arch Linux live system. After the system boots, verify whether the firmware is UEFI or BIOS. If the command returns output, your computer is using UEFI. If it shows no such file or directory, your computer is using BIOS. Check the network card and ensure the network connection is working correctly. Next, update the system clock and check the disk partitioning. Use the fdisk command for disk partitioning. Refer to the Arch wiki on the Arch Linux official website for a detailed explanation of the fdisk command. In general, the first partition can be set as the boot partition with a size of 1 GB. Allocate the remaining disk space to the root partition. If needed, you can later create a swap partition or mount the /home directory within the root partition. Change the partition type to EFI system for the boot partition and Linux root for the root partition. After completing the partitioning, verify the disk partition status. Next, proceed with formatting the partition file systems. Format the boot partition as FAT32. Format the root partition as extension 4. After formatting, confirm the disk formatting status. Next, perform partition mounting. Mount the root partition to the /mnt directory, then mount the boot partition to the /mnt/boot directory. Update the source list of the Pacman package manager using the reflector tool. Next, use the packstrap script command to install essential Linux packages, kernel, and drivers. Generate the stab file, which determines how partitions are automatically mounted during system startup. Enter the newly installed Arch Linux system using the archcrypt command. Once inside the system, you can proceed with basic system configurations such as time zone and language settings, among others. Here, we'll focus on two crucial steps: installing the Grub bootloader and Network Manager. First, install a text editor like Emacs. Set a hostname. Set the root user password. Check the CPU model and enable microcode updates. If you need dual or multiple system booting, install the OS Prober and NTFS 3G packages. Next, install the Grub bootloader. Before proceeding, make sure to back up important data. For UEFI systems, install the Grub and FBOMPR packages. Use the grub install command to install the bootloader on the boot partition. Update the bootloader's configuration file using the grub config command. Finally, ensure the installation of a network management software and set it to start automatically at boot. If you forget to install a network manager, you'll need to return to the Arch Linux live system, remount the system using the archcrypt command, and install it. At this point, the installation process is complete. After shutting down, remove the Arch Linux live bootable disk. Restart your computer and boot into the Arch Linux system. Confirm that the network connection is working properly. Congratulations! Welcome to the world of Linux.